XRP is now treated like Bitcoin, and here's what that means. So what's going on? My name is Mitchell. I'm covering XRP today. Welcome to the channel. So this article, SEC calls XRP a commodity. Franklin Templeton says it's the next Bitcoin. What comes next? And I want to highlight this part of the article. It says on March 17th, the SEC and CFTC classified XRP as a commodity alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano. This designation provides custodians like Northern Trust, State Street, and City clarity on which assets to support and how to manage them, reducing uncertainty for institutional players. So this was a good thing, and this is what it means when people are saying XRP is treated like Bitcoin. It is now treated as a commodity alongside, like it says, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano. And as far as the XRP price outlook, despite a broader downtrend since October 2025, XRP remains above its multi-year ascending triangle breakout level confirmed in November 2024. Analysts says XRP is showing a small bounce, but the overall trend still looks weak. The price keeps hitting a line that's acting like a ceiling, making it harder to go higher. In the short term, it could rise to $1.40, $1.41, and then maybe $1.51, $1.55. But if it can't break above the 165, the next move could push it down toward 87 cents. The analyst advises keeping an eye on these levels and not getting caught up in the small ups and downs, which I do like. That ending is don't get caught up in the small ups and downs. If you have a plan, I talk about this all the time. If you have a plan, you stick to that plan, and it's more of a long-term plan, you know what to do, and you're believing XRP, you know what to do if it drops down to 87 cents, like it says here. If it drops down to 87 cents and you believe in XRP, then probably I would guess part of your plan is to buy if you have capital set aside. If not, then it's just a hold. It's not, it's not to sell on these low numbers, especially if you got in obviously above 87 cents. But yeah, what just means a commodity, like I said, such as Bitcoin, Ether, they operate on a decentralized blockchain and treat it as commodities rather than securities. So if you remember, XRP from the SEC was being said that it's a security, and that was the whole lawsuit that they were in that finally ended last year. So with it now being treated as a commodity alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, stuff like that, even Doge, it says, it gives way to institutions to not be so scared, not to be reducing the uncertainty, like it says here, reducing the uncertainty for institutional players, which have kind of been on the sideline. They've been picking up some institutional players, but it also, like I said, we needed that. We needed this win. We needed to reduce the uncertainty for money to start flowing in, even though as of now, overall crypto, not just XRP, is down. The overall market's down basically 3.5%. We're back in the fear section, the fear and greed. Altcoins are still holding kind of strong, but it's red across the table, really. It's not just an XRP thing, or it's not just a Bitcoin or Ethereum thing. It's all pretty red, and that's mainly due to, the tensions that are rising in the Middle East and waiting to see what happens with that, and this is a risky asset, crypto is, so when stuff is happening with war and tensions and inflation and this, that, and the other, you're going to see crypto get hit hard, and usually first, because it's still very risky. And like we're seeing and I'm showing is there's still regulation, still stuff coming out with things, finally being classified as commodities, and there's more regulation and stuff that's reducing uncertainty, and things that are helping the overall crypto world, and the look at crypto that we're still in it, we're still new, and it's still going to happen years down the road. It's still going to take some time, but this was a step. XRP being classified as a commodity was definitely a step, and definitely is going to help in the long run, I think. It even says here, just one last thing to kind of highlight, the XRP ledger continues to expand with over 5.6 million wallets holding less than 100 XRP, 2 million wallets holding between 100 and 100,000 XRP, and more than 32,000 wallets holding over 100,000 XRP. This distribution indicates increasing institutional and high net worth participation on the network, which that I want to draw your attention to this. Institutional and high net worth participation. when you know where the whales and the smart, the smart money is, and the high net worth people, and they're sitting in it, then that kind of makes you want to, pay attention and look into it a little bit more. Like, okay, if they're still holding, then maybe I put that a part of my plan and I still hold, or I buy on dips, and know that this can take some time, and we might dip down, like it said, to 87 cents. And that's a good place to buy, and it's probably a good place that they're going to buy. And waiting, because we go on the XRP chart, we'll just see where it is. Obviously, it's $1.33 right now, down about 2% on the 24-hour, 8% on the month. Yeah, coming down, kind of retesting these areas that, around that 75 cent mark too, I could see just looking off this chart, which isn't a great one to look at, but yeah, the 87 to 75 cent mark, definitely possible. And if your emotions are tugging at you and telling you to sell, and you sell, and they buy, and then over time the XRP price goes up way past $1.33, and even past maybe its all-time high of like $3.65, and it goes to $5, $10, and it starts happening, down the road, you're gonna feel pretty bummed, probably. I would assume. But so pay attention to the smart money, the institutions, the whales, the high net worth participation, people that are participating in stuff like XRP, and and just always have a plan. Really, always come back to is have a plan. But I wanted to share that when this is good, and this is why you might see articles saying XRP is treated like Bitcoin now. It doesn't mean XRP is going to be the next Bitcoin and anything like that. They're very different. But as far as being classified as commodities, both of them, it is treated like Bitcoin in that way. So hopefully that maybe clears some stuff up if you're seeing articles. But yeah, that's kind of it for this video. Again, my name is Mitchell. Cover XRP, crypto, and stuff every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or I try to at least, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So today being Friday, I'll see you on Monday if you want to check back in, but feel free to like, subscribe, comment, thoughts, anything like that, share, anything you're seeing, and stick around and watch more of my videos. I got a bunch of videos on my channel. But yeah, just thank you for some of your time, and maybe I'll see you on Monday. Peace.